Iranian state media has confirmed the death of the country's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Khamenei's daughter, grandchild and two other family members were also killed in the strikes. Earlier, Iran launched missiles and drones towards Israel and US military bases in the region in response to earlier attacks. The strikes mark a significant escalation in tensions between Iran, the United States and Israel, and come amid ongoing discussions over Iran's nuclear program. Well, Iranian state TV read out a statement from the country's Supreme National Security Council announcing Ayatollah Khamenei's assassination.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
In the name of God, the noble soul of Imam Khamenei, leader of the great nation of Iran, the freedom seekers of the world, and the Islamic nations, has joined the highest paradise and reached his long-cherished wish of martyrdom in the holy month of Ramadan. Today, Iran, the Islamic nations, and freedom seekers in the world are grieving the evil attacks by the criminal Americans and wicked Zionists. Both the bloodthirsty enemy, who are intentionally oppressive, should know the awakened hearts of this world have found their way. And although these martyrdoms are costly for Iran and the Islamic world, it makes them more resistant and determined. And undoubtedly, the martyrdom of a personality of such great stature will begin a great uprising in the fight against the world's oppressors.
Well, we have a team of correspondents in Tehran, Washington, D.C., Ramallah in the occupied West Bank, and Beijing, and also here in Doha. And before we talk live to our teams, we're just getting breaking news that Iran's Secretary of the Defense Council, Ali Khamenei, and Mohammad Pakpour, the head of the IRGC, have been killed in those US-Israeli strikes. Let's go first to Tohid Asadi, who joins us live from Tehran. Tohid, so the death of the Supreme Leader has officially been announced on Iranian state TV. Before we talk about that, tell us more about these two people, senior officials, who it's just been confirmed they've been killed. Iran's Ali Khamenei, top advisor to the Supreme Leader, and Revolutionary Guard Commander Mohammad Pakpour have been killed in strikes. What more do we know?
Well, actually, the toll started less than 24 hours ago when the Americans and the Israelis started a campaign of strikes, and now we have another major blow to the Islamic Republic's leadership with this news coming out about the confirmation of two important figures being killed. One is Ali Khamenei, who is the head of the Council of Defense of the country. He was also the Supreme National Security Council Secretary, former one, the position that right now Ali Larijani is taking. And also, we've got the confirmation about the killing of Hossein Pakpour, who is the commander of IRGC, and it's a very short amount of time that he took this position, seeing that back in June, when we had another campaign of strikes by the Americans and Israelis, Hossein Salami, who was the commander of IRGC, was killed. That event by itself was a major blow, major actually development, seeing that a lot of military commanders of the country were killed. But right now, we are receiving reports of another group of Iranian military commanders being killed in the American and Israeli strikes, and that is going to put a certain amount of impact, as these are, specifically when it comes to the head of IRGC, these are the people who are being appointed by the Supreme Leader of the country, who was a few hours ago confirmed killed after some reports coming from the American and Israeli side in that regard. And we had a period of denial from the Iranian side, but at the end of the day, we've got confirmation. This is a very critical situation, and we're following to see what comes next.
Yeah, and the death of the Supreme Leader officially being announced on Iranian state TV a little bit earlier. Tohid, tell us more about how the news came through and what this means.
Well, it means a lot. It means a lot because this is perhaps the most important development over the history of Islamic Republic. And right now, the latest developments and the latest lines, if I can refer to, is the IRGC statement following the killing of Ayatollah Khamenei, who came out to say that the most intense offensive operation in the history of the armed forces of Iran is going to soon begin, targeting occupied territories and U.S. military bases. We've got similar statements from the government, from the Supreme National Security Council of the country, and other actually branches and segments of Iranian government and Iranian political establishments, running the risk of further escalation down the road. Also, we've got the announcement of 40 days of mourning, as well as we can see right now that people are going to downtown, specifically Enqilab Square. Funerals or other ceremonies are being organized in that regard. And of course, we know that this is a critical development, not just speaking of the domestic impacts, but also when it comes to the foreign relations and foreign behavior of Iran while the country is still under the attack.
Yeah, Tohid, and you talked to us earlier in the night about this being a game changer. How is this likely then to change the trajectory or the dynamics of the war, particularly now with the death of the Supreme Leader and also those senior regime figures?
It's a sort of past-dependent dynamism, frankly speaking, seeing that we are waiting to start to initiation of the process, which at the end of the day is going to result in the appointment of the new Supreme Leader, and that person is going to be actually is going to have final sayings in so many different issues. And on that, we know that right now the country is going to be managed by a council of 3 people: the Iranian president, the Iranian head of judiciary, and 1 cleric from the guardian council. And then we're going to have the assembly of experts, or Majlis Khobregan in the Persian legal system, making a final decision about the appointment of the new Supreme Leader. Who that person is obviously going to be key, important development inside the country. And that's going to be a sort of oscillation between the ideologies, the legacy of the Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and maybe a sort of realistic pragmatism, cautiously calibrated with respect to the very realities on the ground, with respect to the very fact that Iran is facing attack, and this continuation of attack is something that could jeopardize even the very sovereignty of the country.
All right, to Al Jazeera's Tohid Asadi, they're live for us from the Iranian capital, Tehran. Tohid, thank you.